Well, and you've ridden a motorcycle too.
Oh, I got a ticket for driving while blind. I was driving down Lemon Grove Avenue.
It's so beyond ridiculous. It's like, oh, you actually have to have vision to be on this motorcycle?
Oh my God.
I had a Honda 350. I had a deaf guy on the back named Roy Otterman, and he would tell me, left. He had this high squeaky voice, even though he was a big auto mechanic. Left, Richard, stop.
So put together, you're a good team. Yeah.
Light. He'd call out the stuff, and I would drive. And the reason why I drove a motorcycle, this sounds so stupid, is because if it was a car, I couldn't see far enough to see over the hood, see if I was going to bump into somebody. So I had to have a motorcycle.
This is sound logic.
And this 7-foot shark comes up, and we pulled it in. I grabbed my gaff, and I gaffed it. It was 6 foot long with a big hook. And I told this other guy, if I put a loop around his tail, we won't get away. So I thought I was going to be able to wrestle this darn thing. And Randy, he put a slug in his belly. That didn't slow it down. So I reached in there because I figured he's holding him by the head. So I get my arm, my right arm around the barrel of the shark, hoping that it doesn't let go and turn around and bite me. And so I finally got a noose. We flopped him in the back. And then he starts chewing on the gas line there. And Randy goes, somebody better get in the back and put that shark down. I started pounding on that shark's head and going down, boy. I says, heel. And finally, when the eyes popped out, the thing didn't wiggle anymore.
I feel like before I got here, you said to Richard, hey, so Lisa's like really gullible.
Charles syndrome is a condition where a person sees things that are not there. Okay, and I'm probably the most extreme case of CBS on the planet. It created its own new communicative language for me. I see in this beautiful world, and because my visual cortex, my brain still sees full, complete images. I'm a perfect candidate for an artificial eye, and it was actually presented to me. And I said, I would not be interested in that because the gifts, the things that I can do with this far outweigh the benefits of being able to see what's real out there.
Can you bring up the DeepDream images? Deep learning system that came out of Google. This is you show it a photograph and it tells you what is in the photograph. Now, this clever guy at Google reversed it, stopped the system halfway through. So you could never do this with a human. This is essentially like if you imagine a dog in your head, there's this split second where it actually forms from everything you know about dogs.
Right.
The eyes that you're seeing,
Partially formed.
it's very psychedelic. See a lot of little eyeballs forming in all of the little crevices.
You're talking about my normal state of affairs.
For like you and me, that happens so quick, or the brain's just doing its own thing. But for him, like he can see it.
It makes me wonder if something starts this way in your old visual system that's very deep in your brain, and then you essentially end up stuck somewhere in the middle here, and then a new sensory takes over.
Remember the thing about nightmares I told you about earlier?
Yeah, this is exactly what
Thanks
happens.
a lot.
They're back. CBS, Charles syndrome, is very useful in the gym. Say I'm doing a bench press. I will be pushing the weight up. Across me, I'll see a set of pulleys and a giant counterweight on the other side. Or maybe I'll picture Arnold Schwarzenegger in a gorilla pulling down on that cable as I'm lifting it up. These bodybuilders, they sit there and go, come on, buddy, spread it out, spread it out.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder. Right. So nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. Go! I do it, go!
You know, all they're trying is just trying to bring body with body. They're not bringing their mind in conjunction with the body. So I relax my mind. I see that weight dropping, and that weight is pulling the weight up for me. And at that point, my muscles will no longer feel the stress. Hence, I'm able to do tremendous amounts of repetitions.
If something happened, you couldn't have your cards for a couple hours, would it really start to make you uncomfortable?
Yes. In fact, the church we go to, they broadcast the service. At one time, they suggested I'm kind of distracting the people around because they're kind of looking over going, what's that guy doing over there? Yeah. And so I realized, and so the next week, my hands were shaking. And then my wife would grab my hands. Why are your hands shaking?
Because I don't have cards.
Then after
Forget them. You do you. You take your cards. They can deal with it.
What I did is I took the donations donation
right,
envelopes.
the
I
envelopes.
took a whole stack of those. And I started crack palming those, and that satisfied for a little bit.
The card mechanic finds a
Can
way.
you imagine?
Yes.
Can you imagine him just sneak into the bathroom like, oh, just give me a few more riffles and
You're
I'm
just
back.
going to people.
Well,
Do you have a business card? Do you have a business card? Do you have a business card? Okay, I have 52 business
Yeah,
cards. I'm good
exactly.
now. Shuffle,
Yeah.
shuffle, shuffle.
No, what I did is I had a deck made with nothing on either side.
Okay.
And my wife keeps them in her Bible. When I'm creating and designing and working on some kind of new move or effect is my analysis of the movement that I'm doing. I'll do that movement in super slow motion. So my brain will analyze exactly what I want to do. And then I will take it and I will embed it into my subconscious. And then I practice it where I'm not even consciously aware that I'm practicing. And I put my cards on a rack, started thumbing through coats, and the sales guy comes up to me and says, I'll cut you a high card for that coat. I thought to myself, okay. And he goes, no, just kidding. I said, tell you what, come over to your checkout counter here. I took out 3 cards. I did a little 3-card money. I said, you tell me where that queen is. I'll pay double for that coat I picked out. If you don't get it, then you give me the coat for free. And they said, really? I said, really? Well, guess what? He missed. I said, tell you what, I'll bet you the coat against a pair of pants. Okay. And now he's nervous because now he's down a pair of pants and a coat. And I'll give you one more chance. A shirt and tie against the coat and pants. And he said, all right, this is the last one. Anyway, so I walked out with a brand new suit, didn't pay a dime.
Chicks and suits. Come on. Learn magic, guys.
Charles-Bonnet syndrome is a condition where a person sees things that are not there.
Like imagine you know you can lift a 50-pound weight, but somebody gives you an 80-pound weight, but it's labeled like a 50, and you just do it. And all of a sudden you've like lifted more weight than you could before.
What you see in here when you're sitting there picturing or imagining things in your brain, or when you're dreaming at night, I see projected in front of me like on a giant movie screen that's 360 degrees. It covers my full spectrum.
He spent his whole life playing on a field that was different than us. So he's
Right.
achieving things that are different than other humans.
Charles-Bonnet syndrome is a condition where a person sees things that are not there. Just picture like the cells in a theater, lights shining behind. That's how bright the colors are. They're vivid, bright colors. And even when I'm total black, locked in a vault, they're just as vivid. Wow. So the brain has rewired itself to the visual network and I can, at will, pick any image I want to see, like a plat or a canvas with just all kinds of things I can pick from. Now I want to see my beautiful wife in her swimsuit. And I will instantly see her, and I can take her, move her forward, turn her around, upside down. I never turn her upside down.
You can do cartwheels?
Yeah. Cartwheels. In fact, as you say that, I'm watching it happen. My wife and I think we're probably the only civilians that got to go up in formation. Let's pull 5G. Boom. Let's pull 5.5. Boom. Let's pull 6. Let's pull 6 point. We got up 6.2 Gs.
Wait,
and
people pass out at 4, right?
I know. And my pilot, he was getting passing out. And I'm going, hey, I'm the amateur in this group, not you.
Yeah, your blood's going down to your
And he's going, man, you're aggressive.
You are a wild man.
That is so
It was
cool.
fun. I'll just say that was like a 5-mile high roller coaster ride.
Do you think you have an advantage not getting nervous on stage because
I can see whatever I want. Oh yeah, that is an advantage.
you can imagine everyone in their underwear?
That is true. I can trust them anybody I want.
Does that even relax anyone?
I
don't even know
think
why that's
so.
a thing.
I can't imagine a scenario where I'd be in a room with 800 people in their
If your whole
underwear and
audience
feel
was in
less
under,
nervous.
I would be like, put your clothes on. I need to calm down.
I think that I was in danger.
I agree.